Hi class, today we're going to go over a small tutorial for how to create our digital stories. I downloaded this app, Wondershare Filmora. The link is on Blackboard. This program is available for both Mac and for PC. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and open this. It'll open up like this. Choose your resolution. We'll go with 16 by 9. And we're going to click create new movie. But before we do that, I want to point out three things. Here on my desktop I have my folder of pictures for the digital story. You can see I just chose 12 here for this quick sample. The audio for the digital story, which I recorded on my cell phone. And the music for the digital story, which I took off of YouTube. I'll put a link up to the website to do that as well. So back to over here, we'll click create new movie. And see, it already has my files from when I was testing this earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. This is how the program is going to open up. This is your import media section, and this is what is called your timeline, where you'll get to organize everything. So first things first, you can click here. It'll bring down this drop-down menu. I want to bring in my audio. So this is the audio for my digital story. Again, mine is like less than a minute and a half, but I will expect yours to be closer to 3 or 4 minutes. So this plus button right here says add to project, or you can drag it down here and place it right there. And so we can push the space bar to hear it. So as I was saying, we can push the space bar to hear it.
Arnulfo Segovia III and Maria Teresa Segovia. My dad was...
So that's cool. We don't want it to start immediately as we click play. So I'm going to move it just a little bit, maybe like 5 seconds right there. The next thing we'll do is come back here to our media part. And we can come back to our music and drag it over here. You see it loads it. So the next thing, pull the music down here, drop it onto that little second music note right there, which is the second audio track. And let's hit play again with spacebar.
I was born March 11th, 1988, to the parents.
You see, so right there, my voice is being drowned out completely by the song, so that's something we want to try to avoid. I chose this little hip-hop instrumental just to help move it along, and so that's why a lot of loud drums that won't work well. And this could go for a lot of different things. There's two things we can do. What I recommend, instead of messing with your audio on your digital story that you'll record on your phone, go ahead and double-click on your music. It'll bring up this menu, and here's your volume. I would suggest if you pull it off of YouTube, put it between 20 and 25%. That should be okay. Let's try that again. You can already hear it's much quieter.
I was born March 11th, 1988, to the parents Arnulfo Segovia III and Maria Teresa Segovia. My dad was...
Alright, cool. So that sounds like it's working a lot better, in my opinion. So I know I said don't mess with the audio, but let's just kick it up just a hair. So there's the volume, we'll just put it at like 115-ish, just to kind of make it a little louder.
I was born March 11th, 1988.
You see, there we go. That sounds just a lot louder, a lot clearer, a lot better, in my opinion. So we're moving along now. The next thing would be to, I'm going to go ahead and, actually, yeah, the next thing would be to bring in our pictures. So if you try to bring in the full folder of your pictures, it's going to reject it. So what you have to do is open this, select all of your pictures, and drag them in over here. Go ahead and load it right there. We can close this. Boom. So there's my 12 pictures right there. So this is where it's pretty, this is pretty easy. Have them all selected, and you're gonna click and drag them down here. Oh, I'm a liar. Here we go. Oh my god. How do I do this before? There we go. So what you would do is click each of them, Command if you're on a Mac or Shift if you're on Windows, and then click the little plus sign that was right there. Let's see if we can do that again. So click, selecting them all one by one, and then click the plus sign right here, and then boom, it'll automatically add it right here to our timeline. So from here I'm going to go full screen. And you see this is where my audio track ends, and then this is where my music ends. It just keeps going and going, but that's way too far, right? Because the music's not going to go that far. But I know for sure I at least need this picture to be the end. So what I'll do, okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. I'm learning as I go with this program. So before I'd said we added them all, and it puts them right here on this track. But this won't let us edit it the way we need to. So if you've done that, highlight them and just delete them. Come back up here, make sure you have all of your pictures selected. You could alternatively drag them one by one, but I think it's quicker this way. So click and hold one of them, and you drag it right here to this image one. And this one's going to help us maneuver a little bit easier. So again, I'm going to go back to full screen. And I want this one to end right here where my audio ends. I want that to be my last picture. So I just click it, and you see it kind of snaps right there. Might need to be a little longer. And I say, okay, I know I'm going to have to reorganize these a little bit so that they fit the narrative of my audio track, right? And you see I come to this picture, and it's I shot it sideways. So you can kind of bring your mouse right here, click and hold, and just rotate it just like that. Still a little crooked. You can go ahead and make it larger so that it fits right there, and still rotate it just a little more straight. That'll be okay. So again, same thing right here. Select it, rotate it, and there we go. Scoot it over just a hair. Keep scrubbing through the rest of my pictures. One more that needs to be rotated. Go ahead and select it right there. Rotate, and make it a little bigger. And the last one, which will need to be rotated. You can skip this step if you shoot them correctly or rotate them before you import them in here. So let's see. We'll go ahead and start from the beginning and just see how this starts to look. My mom looks so sleepy right there, she'd kill me if I showed you this picture. So we can hear the music, scrubbing through the picture.
I was born March 11th, 1988, to the parents Arnulfo Segovia III and Maria Teresa Segovia. My dad was from Edinburgh and my mom was from McAllen. I would have a great childhood growing up at both of my grandmother's houses in McAllen and in Edinburgh, and I would take a lot of trips with my family even from a young age. I was raised in the church.
So right there, I'm talking about taking trips with my family and being raised in the church. Right here, just before the 30-second mark. And so obviously I want to try to sync my pictures up to that because that's the part of the story I'm telling. So we have to just keep moving all these along over here. Move them over. So here's me being raised in the church, and then here's me taking a lot of trips with my family. Let's see if that lines up better.
And I would take a lot of trips with my family even from a young age. I was raised in the church, and this is something that would come to stay with me even to this day.
You see, so that's kind of making a lot more sense now. But see, there's a lot of room right here. So what we're going to have to do is bring these forward, kind of stack it together. It's starting to make a little more sense. We see that I have almost 10 seconds right here of nothing. So what I could do, select all the pictures, my audio track, bring it back just a little bit because we don't want 10 seconds of dead space.
I was born March 11th, 1988, to the parents Arnulfo.
So again, coming back here, we hear where my audio starts. The music,
I was
audio.
born March 11th, 19.
It already starts there, and we need a picture for sure. So we'll bring this guy back right here. Stretch it out a little bit. Bring this one back a little bit. Stretch it out a little bit. Actually, they'll both need to be stretched out a little bit more because we know that 3 and 4 are right where we want them. And then it's going to come up to 5 and 6. Let's see how that goes.
I was born March 11th, 1988, to the parents Arnulfo Segovia III and Maria Teresa Segovia. My dad was from Edinburgh and my mom was from McAllen. I would have a great childhood growing up at both of my grandmother's houses in McAllen and in Edinburgh, and I would take a lot of trips with my family even from a young age. I was raised in the church, and this is something that would come to stay with me even to this day. 3 years later, my little brother, Frank David Segovia, would be born, and we would do everything together as a family. Growing up was fun. We ate a lot of pizza. We had a lot of good times.
See, so right there, this one's coming in, so we'll just stretch it there. It's going to come up to this one. We'll stretch it there. Stretch this out a little bit. Vice versa. Same thing right here. And bring this one back out there to end it. So if we were to play through it, it would make sense now.
I was born March 11th, 1980.
I won't show you all of it. But we do have a little black space right here. Something extra we could do would be to put a title picture right here, which we could click right here, the text. You see, it gives you all these pre-designed things. I'm seeing these for the first time, so I'm like, wow, maybe that one? Let's see. Yeah, so like I said, I'm seeing these for the first time. Not even sure how to edit them. There we go. So you right click on that, bring up this editing. Obviously I am not John Julia, but let's just put my name. And then here I could put digital story. Let's just hit OK. And let's see how that plays out actually. Oh, mira. How cool.
I was born March 11th, 1988, to the parents Arnulfo Segovia III and Maria Teresa Segovia.
Cool. So that seems really good so far. What I'm going to do is go ahead and get out of our full screen for a little while. Everything seems more or less set up with the exception of our music track, which is just super long, as we can see right here. There's no way we want it to be that long, so just click it and drag it this way. I'm sure there's an effect on here to like fade it out nice and clean, but we're not going to worry about that on this tutorial. If you can figure it out, extra props for y'all. I'm just kind of move it like right here. You see it kind of dies out right there. Let's see if that's okay. You see, so right there we could kind of go back and put this like thank you graphic or something like that. Let's just save this one. Double click it. Oh no. So click it and drag it right here? No. Oh, I see. These mean you have to download it, I think. Yeah. Come back up to this one or something. Yeah, see, that one's going to let me bring it down here because that's what it's for. That's not, it's free, it comes with it. Let's see how that looks. So just hit play over here. And we get that thank you with the hearts, very cool. And it kind of fades out with the music in a decent way. So from there, all you're going to do is hit export. So it's saying it's going to come out with a watermark. We're like, okay, that's fine. Hit evaluate. formats. We can do MP4 would be fine. Frame rate 25. This is just fine. Leave it like that. Create. It's going to take a little while to export it, so this video will cut off and we'll come back and see how it is.